Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am here to talk to you about the phenomenal event that is happening this weekend. That's right. This weekend, October 23rd and 24th, is our Fall Q event. Over 150 sessions for educators to go in to expand their learning, to meet and greet with each other in virtual platform that we're utilizing. We are going to have a phenomenal event, and we are still signing educators up. If you go to q.org/fall, you can still sign up today. But I wanted to preview some of the great community events that we will be participating in at the event, namely the Meet the Podcasters, Meet the Authors, and the Q Booms. Meet the Authors is a session where we have authors from all over the United States and a lot of Q authors who are going to be talking about their book and their process and about what their book is about at Meet the Authors, a great place to meet the authors that you are reading right now. Another great session that we have is Meet the Podcasters, where you will be able to meet the hosts of the podcast shows that you love to listen to. And a lot of these podcast members are members of Q. And finally, Q Booms. This is a place where you can come in and listen to 3-minute mic drops of educators talking about their passion, their stories, and things that they are doing to make a difference in their education community. But I wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek about what these look like. So I have pulled some of the best Q Booms, the best Meet the Authors, and the best Meet the Podcasters from past Q conferences so that you can get a taste of what to expect. So the first that I want to share with you is Meet the Podcaster. So let's take a look back from one of our past Meet the Podcaster sessions.
Hi, everybody.
Hello! Should I be Brian Briggs for you?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going there?
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Thanks, Brian. I don't know about you guys. Is podcasting right now in this crazy world? Like, it's just, things are nuts right now. I'm finding myself super motivated and also totally unmotivated to podcast, even to listen to. Sometimes I look at my phone and I'm like, there's nothing I want to listen to.
Same.
So I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I do a show. I partner with Brian Briggs. Bill Selleck was stepping in for him right there. We've been doing the thing for about 5 years and such. So, and I'll be honest with Briggs, he's not here, and I could get talked into a trade if anybody's interested. So, he specifically, I asked him not to be in this. No, I didn't.
What's the going rate for a Briggs?
Yeah, so we do a show. It's called Check This Out. We did it back in the day when, you guys remember, like, it was everything new just came down the pike. It was, oh, you got to see this, and every conference and everything. Everybody was saying cool things you got to check out. So that's what we kind of started doing it. And I just needed a place to stay at a hotel once, and Brian had a room. So I said, hey, if I put you on a podcast, can I stay in your hotel? So that's where our show began. Anyway, so yeah, we tried doing the interview thing. I know a lot of people like doing that. We kind of realized it's not really kind of our jam. We tried doing the short thing. We realized that's not our jam either. So we talk for, I don't know, we try to keep it under an hour. We don't really look at a clock. Our show's really, it started out as ed tech, but it's really just kind of, we just like to have a lot of laughs, some snark. We try to really be honest about what's happening with what we see in education in our particular worlds. I'm a high school teacher. Brian's a director of innovation, and after 5 years, I still don't know what the heck he really even does. But that's it. That's our show. I don't know what you can find it where you find stuff. So, yeah, check this out. Every time you say it, you think of the show. Check that out. Anyway, that's me.
All right. Wasn't that fantastic? Yes, that is just a sample of one of our past Meet the Podcaster sessions, and you will be able to see the entirety of all the new Meet the Podcaster sessions at Fall Q. That is happening October 23rd. October 23rd at 12 p.m. during Fall Q. The next little tidbit, the next little sample that I want to share with you is Meet the Authors. Again, we have 10 authors that are going to be talking about their book at our Fall Q event. Meet the Authors this year is happening on Sunday, October 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific. And you're going to be able to see a lot of authors of books such as Power Up Your Classroom, Edu Protocols, Field Guide, Math Edition, Define Your Why, and more. But let's take a look at one of our past Meet the Authors author speaking about their book right now.
Okay. But hey, Kyle, can you give us a couple of minutes on your book, please?
Absolutely. So yeah, I tried the link and I got the whole, there's an error and didn't realize it was back up. And then I got in and, saw all these awesome people here and I'm like, oh, sweet. And then I started to realize it was kind of going in alphabetical order. Oh, wait a second. Maybe they skipped me at this point. So
yeah, we started with you,
You're
brother.
okay for Katie now. I think you missed that part.
You can stop that now. Come on. What happened?
I will
to the
go by
forgiveness
whatever
thing?
you want to call me. I'll go by. I'm good with that because
All right,
as
Katie,
a
go
former
ahead.
college football player, I have gone by a lot of things that I will not repeat here.
Thank you.
But again, my name Kyle Anderson. I am a special education teacher in Carson City, Nevada, currently, and awesome. I have a blog that I've written for several years at andersonedtech.net, and then I co-host a couple different podcasts. I'm the Beer Edu Podcast. My buddy Ben and I, we drink a little bit of beer, have some guests on, we talk about some education, and then with Joe Marquez, we do the Sons of Technology podcast. But I wrote between all of that, the blogs and the podcast and being a teacher and a father and a husband, all that, I wrote this. I wrote To the Edge, Successes and Failures Through Risk-Taking. And what this is, it's a book that is really, it's a memoir of sorts, but it's not just me telling the story of my life because, as I like to joke, like, really, who am I? Who really wants to read about my life? But the whole idea behind writing this book was taking the times of my life where I have taken various risks, whether they were small, whether they were big, and then looking at the good and the bad that come out of those things, and then analyzing how they've made me a better person and a better educator in the process. So, and the idea really, it kind of came out, Brent Coley's in the room right now, and really it kind of came from being on his podcast a couple of years ago. So Brent asked me to come on and I talked about risk-taking and how we all need to be more of risk takers. And I shared in about a half an hour conversation on that episode, just some different times where I took various risks as an educator, and some of them were great and some of them just kind of blew up in my face and what I learned from those things. And that kind of inspired me to get the book idea going. So with the book, it kind of starts out my early life, the agonizing decision of whether I should go to college or go play football somewhere or go to the military like my whole family had done, all the way up to within the last year or so, and the different things I've done. And there's actually some sections in the book too where I've never really told anybody about these things, not even like my family. And then all of a sudden here I am revealing some different parts about me, which was a risk all in itself. Just really with the whole idea of trying to inspire other people to be risk takers as well, not just in their careers, but just in their life in general. And John Ike, I got to give him a little bit of credit too, because when I was kind of pitching this idea, talking to him, his whole philosophy on it was many people, they just don't take risks anymore, especially the younger generation. So that this whole idea was something that he was really excited to see.
Well, Kyle, I'm really glad that we didn't get a chance to have you left behind in our time together. I just did want to make sure we got a shout out to you and what inspired the Beer Edu pod? What started that?
My buddy Ben and I had been talking about a podcast for a while, and we didn't really have a theme for it. We didn't want to just be two guys talking about education. We need to have some sort of niche, and some of the best ideas come while you're trying to wake up in the shower in the morning. And I had this idea that Ben and I both like beer and we both like our jobs a lot. So I text him after I got out of the shower, and he's notorious for not answering texts for like sometimes a week. And he, at 5:30 in the morning, texted me back within 30 seconds saying it was a brilliant idea. And here we are.
Well, it is
66 episodes later.
I tell you what, I think I may have to tune into that just for personal necessity reasons. Thank you so much, Kyle. And make sure you get I think we need to come back and revisit this, especially with special education as school kids are online. That's
Absolutely.
A whole nother challenge, man, that we're going to need your expertise.
All right. Wasn't that fantastic? And again, that's from one of our past conferences. We have 10 new authors ready and willing to speak to you on October 24th, Sunday, October 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And finally, some of my favorite favorite educators to watch. These are the Q Boom educators, the educators who are going to step up and do some amazing 3-minute mic drops to tell you about their passion, tell you about their history as educators, to talk to you about what they are doing to make a difference in their community. This year, we have 12 phenomenal educators from across the United States speaking about their passions and speaking from their hearts. Let's take a look at some of our past boomers from our previous conferences.
I'm excited to say that we have a once in education opportunity. We've all been making changes that have been incremental, right? And very localized. But in this case, it's a once in a lifetime, once in education opportunity, because the public expects different. And they're going to accept different, but I don't want to just accept different. I want them to accept better. I want better, not just for us, not just for our students, for everyone, but especially our students and especially our teachers. Years ago, when I started changing my teaching, I realized that I could be more effective and more efficient at the same time. And if there's anything that we realized in the past year, it's that everyone, all of us, students, teachers, everyone deserve to have a work-life balance so that everyone can enjoy their work, enjoy their life, and not have them be opposing forces. That's what I want to do today. That's what I'm calling for you to help do too. Now, I know we're going to sit there and say, hey, the government's got to do this. Well, the public expects this. The board is the one, the administrators, and I hear you, and I totally agree. There are some things that are outside of our influence, maybe. But when it comes to the everyday experience, the everyday educational experience in school, it's up to teachers and it's up to students. And while that's exciting, it's also a huge responsibility. I used to hear a lot that administrators always say no. But what I've found is that as long as 3 things are true of whatever idea it is that you're pitching to an administrator, if it's good for kids, there are no legal issues coming at you, and they are not going to ask them for funding, the answer is almost always yes. And some of the things that we know are the real pain points for educators and the real pain points for students, things that cause an immense amount of work, an immense amount of stress, and are not really as effective as we think they are. They have solutions that are available. They have solutions that are being used all around the country, all around the world. They've already been proven to work. All that we need to do is connect and find those ideas, find those methods, and apply them, adjust them to fit our own communities. We can have our dream curriculum. We can have our dream experience. We need to take what we used to do and we love and we miss. We need to take the things that we learned over the last year, and we need to finally do all the things that we've always wanted to do and mix those 3 together to come up with that dream experience for ourselves and especially for our students. But when we're tired, we're exhausted, we'll do it during the summer. I really hope not. We'll do it during the fall. Yeah, but then we end up with we'll do it sometime. And I've had enough of that. The time to do it is now. And I know we're not at our fighting weight. I know we're not at our very, very best. We're tired. And I'm not asking you to do more. There are only so many hours, and we've spent a lot of them. Instead, I want us to shift our focus. All right. So here's my plan. Now, this week, here at Q, find an end of the year project. You can have mine. Okay, something that will allow you to practice some of the things that you've always considered doing, but haven't really put into practice. Okay, you've got that end of the year project. It allows for creativity. It doesn't have a ton of instructions or materials or supports, or it allows for creative freedom so that students can practice those life skills. In April, discover those things that you really want to change. All right, I have here complain. A complain is the same as a wish. It's just a different tone, right? find what those things are that you really want to change, discuss them, seek them out, get onto social media, connect with people here, contact them and find out how they did it. And then in May, implement it, plan it, put it on the calendar, create the thing, right? And then share those ideas with the rest of your team. That way, you get to use your summer for extremely important work. You need to recover. You need to rest. You need to see your family and friends. You need to come back with a full teacher spirit, because we're going to have obstacles when we do that. When we come back and we say, okay, here we go, we're making these changes. Year one, they're going to say, this is different. We're going to have those obstacles. Year two, they're going to go, oh yeah, we did this last year. Year three, they're going to say, this is what we do. But we've got to start now. So it's not for me, what are we hoping for? Hoping is great, but what are you trying? What are you putting into action? We got to try it in order to reflect on it and in order to adapt it. All right? We have to start now. Start this week. Start here at Q, because we can make things better for students and for teachers. The solutions are there. The obstacles will be coming, and you're going to need your summer to be able to face those head on. We're going to have obstacles, but we're not going to have limitations. Our only limitations are those we accept, and I'm only accepting better. Boom.
And you can see why that is some of my favorite mic drops to be able to listen to. You can hear the passion in their voices. You can see me, you can see Q Booms on Saturday at 3 p.m. Saturday, October 23rd at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, if you are attending Fall Q, you can go to these sessions. All of these sessions will be recorded, and you can access them all the way up until December 31st. Again, if you are not signed up for Fall Q, why not sign up today? Just go to q.org/fall and attend our amazing event happening this weekend, October 23rd and 24th, for this great, phenomenal get-together of educators across the United States. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much for the passion you put behind your practice. And I hope to see you this weekend at Fall Q. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day.